Hello, Islander. You've decided to explore the research question, how have romantic comedies changed over time? If you haven't done so yet, pause the video here and take a moment to brainstorm some important keywords and phrases you can use to learn more about this topic. Don't forget to look at the question for some initial keywords and phrases, and then to use synonyms of those words as well. On the screen, you can see some of the keywords or phrases that I was able to brainstorm as I did the same exercise. I focused on the key phrase romantic comedy. Some other keywords and phrases I could add to my list include rom-com or romantic movies. Looking at the second half of our question, it gets a little tricky. We could use the keyword history or evolution if we want to look for resources that talk about how films have changed over time. We could focus on a specific time period, for example, using the keyword 1980s. We could also focus on a specific aspect of romantic comedies, such as gender or audience. Do you see any similarities or differences between our lists? Our different experiences with these topics may mean we use different words to search for information. Similarly, those who write and create content around this topic may use different words as well. This list is by no means final. As we begin the search process, we're going to find new words that we might not have thought about before, and then we can add those to our list. But now that we've decided on what words we will use to begin our search, the next steps in developing our search strategy is deciding where to search. We can determine where to search by knowing what types of resources we want to look at. Different formats of information give us different perspectives, and different search engines lend themselves better to specific formats of information. To help us better understand where to search, let's start by familiarizing ourselves with the information timeline. The information timeline is the process in which information changes over time. Typically, an event happens and then the information timeline begins. The steps in the timeline include social media, news, magazines and blogs, scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles, and books. Let us use a romantic comedy to walk through the timeline. The movie Silver Linings Playbook came out on December 25th, 2012. After seeing it in theaters, people posted about it on social media. Shortly after that, we began to see newspapers and news stations reporting on the movie. Then after a week or so, you'll start to see magazines and blogs writing about the movie. Magazines and blogs, while different formats of information, both take information from journalistic reporting and expand upon it, interpreting the information and framing it in a way different from news journalists. Then after a few months, scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles start to appear. The peer-reviewed process takes months because the articles published in this format are reviewed by experts in the field before publication. And finally, after about a year or so, we begin to see the first few mentions of the movie in books. This format of information, while typically more comprehensive, takes longer to produce because books go through so many editorial steps. We can usually find clues about which of these resources we need to find by looking at our assignment instructions. By knowing what types of information we need to find, we can identify where to start looking for information. Google lends itself best to finding social media, news, and blogs. Search engines like the Library Quick Search or subject-specific databases from the library lend themselves best to finding news, magazines, scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles, and books. Take a moment to think about what types of resources you want to find around the history of romantic comedies. If it's scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles, magazines, news articles, and/or books,